good evening. It's cold. It's always cold in this car after a film. I have just been to see a film called Marry Me, and it's a romantic comedy. It's not my usual vibe, but two things. One, I try to be open to films that don't fit inside my wheelhouse. Secondly, I had a girly date with a wonderful creature called Wendy, who I worked with at the school that I no longer work in. Weirdly, she now has my job, sort of. She replaced me in the office in the mornings. And she knew that I loved films, and we said that we should go and see something sometime, but she said she mainly likes fluffy girly films. So for her, we went to see a fluffy girly film. It's a romantic comedy, which means it's predictable, but also, being quite honest, likeable. The premise is Jennifer Lopez plays a global megastar, not a stretch really for her, called Kat Valdez, and she is supposed to marry her love, Bastian, live on stage at her concert. And then just as it's all about to happen, she finds out that he has cheated on her with her assistant. And in a moment of panic and distress, she plucks a person out of the crowd and marries them instead. And that person is Owen Wilson, who is playing a maths teacher called Charlie. Single dad, maths teacher. This is Owen Wilson in full Owen Wilson mode. So I joked that Jennifer Lopez doesn't have to stretch very far to play a global superstar singer person. Owen Wilson doesn't have to stretch very far either, because he's basically just playing that Owen Wilson type character that he plays in everything. But the thing is, much like Mark Wahlberg in Uncharted, I don't mind watching Owen Wilson play Owen Wilson. And Jennifer Lopez is likeable in a lot of ways. I used to be quite sniffy where she was concerned, and then I watched a few things with her in and just thought, do you know what? Like, fair play to her. The woman is talented. An ex-boyfriend of mine from many moons ago, when I used to say she wasn't a very good actress, he made me watch Out of Sight, the I want to say Steven Soderbergh film that she's in with George Clooney, and she's superb in that. She was absolutely brilliant in Hustlers that she made a couple of years ago, based on a true story about the strippers, lap dancers who drugged and robbed a lot of men. And I don't think she gets credit for how good an actress she is, but then at the same time she doesn't really help herself by doing fluff like this, because it's disposable and predictable, like I say. But the thing is, a couple of people have said lately, and it's been mentioned on the film show that I listen to, that everything in the world has been so rubbish for 2 years that actually when you go to the cinema, what do you want? At the minute, you kind of want pure escapism. You don't want grit or drama. You want fluff and fun and adventure and nice people falling in love and pirate ships and treasure and Tom Holland and fun, and that's okay. You know, it's okay to go and see stuff that isn't worthy, isn't an awards contender, isn't a gritty, weighty drama with a strong social commentary. Sometimes it's all right to watch a film that kind of revolves around social media and the unlikely notion of a pop superstar falling in love with a maths teacher, because that's okay. It plays its part, you know. I had a really nice evening tonight. It was really nice to see Wendy again. She got us hot chocolates and popcorn, and we sat and watched a really lovely, fluffy, girly film together. I also have to mention John Bradley, who plays Kat's manager, Colin. And I mentioned him in my review of the utterly ludicrous Moonfall. I found a pop star falling in love with a maths teacher far more believable than I found Moonfall and the notion that the moon is a megastructure built by aliens. John Bradley seems to be playing just a variation on the same sort of character, but again, he's very likable when he does it, so that's okay. There really isn't anything more to say about this film. It's very fluffy, it's very predictable, but it is also very watchable and charming in its own romantic, comedic way. That last sentence was awful, wasn't it? Never mind, it's out there now. If you like girly films, give it a watch. If you really hate them, give it a wide berth. If, like me, you're open-minded and sometimes you just want to switch your brain off and be entertained, then this will definitely do that for you. I think that's me done. Katie out.